We'll get through this together, unquote. The First Lady also tweeted last night, quote, as too many Americans have done this year, the president and I are quarantining at home after testing positive. We are feeling good and I have postponed all upcoming engagements. Please be sure that you are staying safe and we will all get through this together, unquote. Well, in a memorandum, the president's physician said that the president and First Lady are both well at this time and plan to remain at home within the White House during their convalescence. Well, the president and the First Lady's positive test results came hours after the White House announced senior aide Hope Hicks came down with the virus. She traveled with the president several times this week, including on a presidential helicopter for a rally just this Wednesday, and on Air Force One for Tuesday's first presidential debate. So we'll definitely stay on top of this story for you. We're also following the latest throughout the day. We'll keep you posted on the president and the First Lady's condition after testing positive for the coronavirus. But you need to make sure that you download the KRON 4 mobile app. That way you can get all of those alerts and updates sent straight to your phone. You can also download the KRON 4 app for free as well. So keep that in mind. Well, let's get a check of the forecast. We know that the conditions in the North Bay that the firefighters are dealing with is very important. And also, we've been monitoring the winds, the poor air quality. John Schrabel has a look at what we can expect. Hey there, John.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about today, Robin. The air quality, the winds, and then the heat back today, although not as hot as yesterday was. We can be thankful for that. Little bit of relief. As far as this morning is concerned, clear skies over San Francisco. It is hazy, but it is not foggy right now. Air quality is in the very poor category over almost the entirety of the Bay Area this morning. A couple spots in the North Bay as well as right around San Francisco, closer to poor to moderate. Now we are also still in the midst of red flag warnings in deep red and those peach areas being heat advisories for yet another day through 8 p.m. tonight. We will still be seeing some breezy conditions at times today, and that paired with low humidity and hot temperatures yet again means, yeah, fire danger still a risk. So I'd advise staying inside as much as possible this Friday. I know temperatures may be comfortable this morning, but obviously it is also quite hazy and air quality is poor this morning, so might not want to venture out there, at least for any strenuous activities. San Francisco and Oakland back to the 80s today, while San Jose a little cooler than yesterday in the mid-90s. I'm talking the slightly cooler weather today and the much cooler weather later on in this forecast, all still to come. Back to you, Robin.
All right, thank you for the update, John. Now we're checking in on traffic, which is off to a pretty quiet start. Here's a live look at the Bay Bridge Strip from Oakland to San Francisco. Looking good, wide open at the pay gates, no problems on the upper deck. So it's just going to be clear right on through downtown San Francisco, and that's what we like to see. We're off to 92. We're checking in on the San Mateo Bridge. Busier, much busier compared to the top of the hour. It is going to be slow just west of the toll plaza, right along the flat section. That is the norm, but it does thin out and get better for you up and over the high rise into Foster City. And then we have one more bridge, the Richmond Santa Rafael. The westbound 580 remains hotspot free. No problems here approaching the toll plaza. Quick trip, under 10 minutes to make it into the North Bay. Well, now to our wildfire coverage. The Glass Fire has scorched over 58,000 acres. It is only 5% contained this morning. The fire has destroyed 288 homes throughout Napa and Sonoma counties, and it could take months to determine an exact cause. But CAL FIRE says that there is one possible cause that's reportedly electric fencing that's around a remote vineyard near the point of the origin. So they are looking into that. Well, firefighters are on high alert as strong winds are returning to the hills and the mountains. That's a big concern. The uncertainty of what could happen is unsettling for evacuees, and anxiety is running high. In St. Helena, the downtown area was mostly deserted as most businesses are all closed. But some residents came to town to get some things that were left behind after evacuating. Still, many people remain optimistic.
Been here 20 years, and I hate that it's the new normal, but you know, people are pretty smart up here. They know how to live with this, and you know, we'll get through this like we get through everything.
Well, keep in mind that winds are actually expected to pick up in St. Helena, Calistoga, and Angwin over the next 24 hours. So our meteorologists here at KRON 4 will definitely be monitoring that for you. Well, as firefighters battle the raging Glass Fire, some crews are actually helping pick up the pieces in locations where the fire already burned through. In the Skyhawk community in Santa Rosa, crews and heavy equipment can be seen everywhere, including PG&E workers that are actually repairing damaged power lines and broken power poles. Road work workers are out there replacing melted guardrails and cutting down the trees and just taking out what's considered hazardous in an area that's just been scorched. The normally scenic landscape now just scorched earth. Look at the grapevines, just shriveled and brown. That's not what we're used to, right? Some beauty still remains, though. The gorgeous Gothic Letzen Winery building appears to be untouched, as we just saw there in this video. But not far away, at least 4 pallet structures which house homeless residents in the recently constructed Los Gilicos village have been just completely demolished, and at least one other had also inside the exterior wall just melted down. Well, an ongoing worry during the extreme heat is the possibility of power shutoffs. While the governor toured the fire-damaged Napa County, he pointed out that the state distributed millions of dollars to local governments to respond to the possible outages. $13 million for cities and counties, $20 million to special districts, and $2.5 million to tribal governments.
We prioritized those dollars in a way to help support more broadly the health and safety of communities impacted by bad air quality associated with these fires, as well as impacting the ability to provide quality health care in a system that's impacted by power outages and evacuations and the like.
Well, with nearly 4 million acres charred all across the state and 20,000 firefighters out there in the front lines, the governor noted that this fire season gives his administration a bigger nudge to spend more money on fire prevention projects. Well, to Sonoma County now, a restaurant near the fire zone is feeding hundreds of hungry and hardworking first responders. It's actually delivering up to 100 pizzas every day to the firefighters. KRON 4's Dan Thorne has more on this community widespread effort.
Serving up slices to feed first responders, the Glen Ellen Star is showing their gratitude. For the past couple of days, chef and owner Ari Weisswasser and his team have been delivering stacks of wood-fired and fresh pizzas to the front lines.
There's a sense of pride, there's immediate gratification when you literally hand firefighters who are fighting a fire not 100 yards away just pizza or a candy bar or just a smile and a thank you.
The goal is to serve at least 100 pies a day to first responders in fire zones around Sonoma County, and it's being done with lots of help from the community.
Within 24 hours, it was an unbelievable support, and we're just continuing the effort every day until we get back into business.
This part of Glen Ellen is under an evacuation order as the glass fire continues to rage on dangerously close. The Arnold Drive restaurant, falling within that order, has been unable to serve customers. In a year that's already been difficult because of the COVID-19 crisis, the Star decided to step up anyway. By fighting fire with pizza, it's helping fill the stomachs and hopefully the hearts of the brave men and women fighting the flames.
It's become a labor of love. Yeah, always has been.
Reporting in Glen Ellen, Dan Thorne, KRON 4 News.
Well, the SCU Lightning Complex fire is now 100% contained. The fire broke out way back on August 16th and scorched more than 396,000 acres in Santa Clara, Alameda, and Contra Costa counties. It destroyed over 200 structures and injured 6 people. Well, elementary schools in Alameda County will be allowed to begin in-person classes on October 13th. County health officials posted a timeline that actually says elementary schools may open whenever they feel ready. Schools will be required to post health and safety reopening plans online, in addition to submitting them to the Alameda County Office of Education. Now, the county will consider the reopening date for middle and high schools within the next 3 months. Some indoor activities have been given the go-ahead to reopen on Friday, October 9th, including museums, personal care services, and gyms. Well, researchers at UCSF are testing a drug that could ease symptoms of coronavirus and keep those infected out of the hospital. The UCSF infectious disease expert and principal investigator, Dr. Annie Meyer, says that the drug will be administered through an IV as a one-time infusion, similar to the way that the Tamiflu reduces symptoms of influenza. The goal is for the drug to reduce symptoms and the duration of COVID-19.
But we don't have any therapies for people that are approved for people who are sick but don't require hospitalization. So really difficult to receive a diagnosis of COVID and be told, hey, I know you feel lousy, go home, monitor your symptoms, isolate, wear a mask, and come back if you feel worse. So I think we really need outpatient therapies.
Well, the research team is now looking for volunteers to test the drug. Anyone can sign up to volunteer as long as you've been diagnosed with COVID-19 within the last 7 to 10 days and currently have symptoms. We have more details on our website at KRON4.com. So go and check it out if you're interested. All right, coming up next on the KRON 4 Morning News, 6 dogs and 4 cats take a rescue flight to the Bay Area. A surprise discovery that we made about one of the dogs upon landing. And an adorable update that's coming up after the break. Heading outside, looks like we're covered in fog here in San Francisco. Another morning of smoke and haze and fog around the Bay Area, but it's going to be hot. Temperatures are increasing. We'll check in with John Schravel and get the details coming up in a bit.
Vets in Tech, an organization that supports our returning veterans with reintegration services, is announcing their 2nd annual gala for Veterans Day. Vets 2.0, Beyond the Transition, will be held at the Marines Memorial Club on Friday, November 4th. For more info, visit vetsintech.co.
This segment sponsored by Grace Gold Media.
Welcome to the KRON 4 Health and Wellness Minute. Right now, it's important to strengthen your immune system. Health and wellness expert Grace Gold is here with a tip to keep your body defense in fighting form. Grace, talk to us about how your cells can help.
Absolutely. Within our cells live the mitochondria. These tiny structures turn the air we breathe and food we eat into energy the body needs to function. Evidence suggests mitochondria also help support our immune system. But like a lot of things in our bodies, after age 30, mitochondria function slows about 10% every decade. That makes us more tired, slower to recover, and can start to have an impact on our health.
So Grace, what can we do?
MitoQ is the first and only form of antioxidant CoQ10 that can get inside mitochondria at high enough levels to power them up 1,000 times more effectively than regular CoQ10. Just take 2 capsules every morning with water before breakfast. You can find out more at mitoq.com.
It was time to update the bathroom.
But we wanted to work with a company we could trust. Rebath gave us the bathroom
we always wanted.
Call 888-686-4465 and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
The power of 3 is everywhere, but you've never seen it like this. Now with Xfinity Internet, you can also save on wireless and streaming. Get internet that's packed with power and up to $400 in savings with Xfinity Mobile. Plus, stream your favorites with the Flex 4K device included at no extra cost. It's 3 ways to get more and save more. Oh, look, another 3.
Get Xfinity Internet and mobile together, plus a Flex 4K streaming device for just $35 a month. Click, call, or visit a store today.
I never planned on being in an accident, but that truck didn't stop. The truck accident left me with so many questions. I gotta call the Barnes firm. That was the best call I could have made.
Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for staying with us. In today's Flying Tales, KRON 4's Ken Wayne takes us back to the Central Valley to rescue some dogs and cats that needed some new homes. While there's always some kind of surprise when he picks up the animals, this time something stood out.
It was going to be a full load at the Visalia Airport.
All right, you're okay.
6 dogs, including 4 puppies and 4 kittens.
Put it on here, and then we'll pivot. Oh, I can't believe it's gonna work. All right, there you go.
With everyone squeezed in, we were off for the Bay Area. All that fidgeting and yapping on the ground was behind us. It's much cooler up here at 6,500 feet, and as I've learned from these flights, the animals generally simply curl up and go to sleep.
Petaluma traffic, Skylane 09 Quebec, 3-mile final, 29er Petaluma, full stop.
Back on the ground in Petaluma, I'm met by Shirley Zindler from Dogwood Animal Rescue. Were any of these animals in danger of being put down?
I believe the kittens were.
Okay. As we unload, Shirley makes a discovery.
And she looks like she's got a belly full of babies. So she'll be delivering in one of our Dogwood foster homes. She sure did clean up nice.
Indeed, this Shih Tzu, Maltese, Poodle, who knows what mix is pregnant. And the loud one wasn't so loud anymore.
You look like you should be named Scruffy or Sparky or something like that. Hi, I know.
Here's the update. The poodle mix had 7 puppies. They've all been adopted. And my name idea stuck. Sparky also has a loving new home, as do the 4 kittens that were likely going to be euthanized. A few surprises on this trip, but it all worked out.
Surprises and just always full of adventures, right? That was Ken Wayne reporting. Let's get a check on our forecast now with John Strable, who's standing by. John?
Needed that story this morning,
It makes you smile, yeah.
It does, yeah, because the forecast, not as smile-worthy, but hey, that's okay. We do have better stuff around the corner. Today is just not one of those days that you want to be spending too much time outside. SFO this morning, it's under a layer of haze, just as the rest of the Bay Area is. It's not fog you're looking at. It's, of course, wildfire smoke that is really settled down into the region now. Some of those winds out of the northwest really aided in transporting smoke, not just from the Glass Fire, but also from the August and North complexes, even further north in the state, right back here into the Bay. One of the reasons that pretty much all the Bay Area is under that very poor category this morning. The worst we've seen it in a while now. Now, hazy conditions will remain into the afternoon as we continue to see this flow of air from the north and west, pushing some of that smoke our direction. A bit of good news around the Glass Fire this morning in that winds are actually relatively calm in the vicinity in those lower elevations, and temperatures are also on the cooler side as of right now. We'll still be hot this afternoon, and we're still under red flag warnings, too, for our upper elevations, as breezy enough of conditions paired with low humidity and high temperatures means that, yes, fire danger does remain something that will pose as a problem today. Relatively calm winds right now, but winds will pick up a bit later in the day. This is around 7:45 p.m. tonight, Novato and Fairfield, as well as even San Francisco, checking in with a decent breeze into the close of the day. 70s and 80s for your highs in San Francisco today. It's cooler than yesterday's 90s in Mission and Financial districts, while 60s and 70s at the coast. It'll be 80s and 90s for our Bayside areas. Palo Alto right at 90 degrees, Mountain View at 94, South Bay temperatures mid to upper 90s. San Jose, you'll be at a warm 95 degrees. Back into the upper 90s for the Tri-Valley, while still holding on to triple digits for Danville, Walnut Creek, and Concord. Oakland at 87 today, while 90s to triple digits across the North Bay. Napa, Santa Rosa, Petaluma still hovering right around the 100-degree mark. Now tomorrow, temperatures are still going to be hot, but taking it a step cooler, much like we did from yesterday into today, with just slightly cooler conditions. Sunday will be noticeably a lot cooler than the rest of the weekend, with highs only in the 80s inland and 70s by the Bay. We take a short trip back to the 90s on Monday and then quickly fall back into the 80s and even the 70s inland by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Robin?
All right, thank you, John. How about we go outside and then take a peek at our bridges and check in on the traffic. Normally we have Friday light traffic. It doesn't mean it's not going to be, any traffic at all, but it's just lighter on Fridays. You'll get a little break. This morning heading into San Francisco, the commute is picking up here, but it's not bad. No delays at all at the Bay Bridge Toll Plaza, and we are incident free right now through the maze and also in downtown San Francisco. So that's going to be a nice connection if you go ahead and use it now. All right, let's check in on more bridges. We have the Golden Gate 101 heading into and out of San Francisco. So far nice and smooth. Remember, we had that road work on southbound 101 leaving Sausalito. They were running traffic brakes and holding everybody back. They finally released the traffic, and so far you're looking good. So no problems here into or out of San Francisco for 101. I'll give you one more bridge, and that's the Richmond San Rafael. Picking up a little bit here too, but no crashes or stalls. An easy trip into the North Bay. Well, now to a developing story that we're following for you out of San Francisco. A shooting near Union Square is now being investigated as a homicide. The shooting happened at around 5 p.m. Thursday, and the victim, a 21-year-old male, has died. Police say that it started as some sort of altercation, although it's unclear exactly what happened. If you have any information, if you were in the area, you are asked to call the San Francisco Police Department. Well, nearly 4 years after the deadly ghost ship fire, Oakland's fire department is still failing to inspect hundreds of schools and apartment buildings as required by state law. Now, this is according to a report that was released this week by the city auditor. The fire department had promised reforms after the 2016 ghost ship warehouse fire killed 36 people. Now, in the days following that massive fire, city officials found that the warehouse in the Fruitvale district had never been inspected and was not even on the city's internal list of properties to inspect. It said more than half of all buildings that are supposed to be inspected each year went unchecked for 3 straight years. Well, now to another developing story that we're following for you. This side of the North Bay, the Vallejo Police Department fired an officer involved in the fatal shooting of Renell Foster 2 years ago. The department terminated Ryan McMahon following an internal investigation. Now, officials concluded that Officer McMahon violated department policies by, quote, engaging in unsafe conduct and neglect for basic firearm safety during the incident, unquote. He was also among the officers involved in the deadly shooting of Willie McCoy that happened back in February of 2019. Well, California DMV announced that they are extending deadlines for expiring licenses amid the COVID-19 pandemic. So the new deadline is set for December 31st, 2020, so you have a little more time. The change impacts those who have an expiring license between March and the end of the year. The extension is automatic, but eligible drivers won't receive a new card in the mail. So beginning October 5th, drivers can request a free temporary card online to document the extension, though one is not needed to drive. State law enforcement has been alerted of this change. Well, good news for A's fans. The A's actually beat the Chicago White Sox in Game 3 of the Wild Card Series. This is what we were hoping for. The A's lost the opener and then won 2 days in a row. They will now advance into a division series against the rival Houston Astros that starts Monday in Los Angeles. The winner of that match will actually face the New York Yankees or Tampa Bay for a spot in the World Series. And we are hoping and wishing and praying that we can get a spot. Let's go Oakland. All right, we're checking in on SFO, covered in clouds this morning. Mild outside your door, foggy for some of you, and of course we're dealing with another day of poor air quality. John Strable tracking your forecast. It's heating up. The winds are a big concern for firefighters dealing with the glass fire in the North Bay, so we'll have all those details coming up for you in just a bit. Stay with us.
I'll never forget the time I met Dr. Stanley. I told him my idea to plant a church for broken and hurting people, but that I was afraid. He said, "Brian, don't you know God will take responsibility for all of the consequences of a heart that's fully devoted to Him?"
Join us for In Touch with Dr. Charles Stanley, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on KRON 4.
It was time to update the bathroom.
But we wanted to work with a company we could trust.
And Rebath made it effortless. A Rebath design consultant came to our home and presented us ideas and products in a way that made our decision simple.
They took away the old, installed the new, and gave us the bathroom
we always wanted.
Trust Rebath with the safety in your bathroom. Call 888-686-4465 and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
App-based drivers strongly support Prop 22 because it protects the flexibility they need.
I'm a busy single mom.
Recently retired.
Taking a full course load.
App-based driving works for my family.
Being an independent contractor works for me.
By 4 to 1, app-based drivers want to stay independent contractors.
That's why we need Prop 22.
Prop 22 protects our ability to drive on our own schedule.
And offers wage guarantees.
And healthcare benefits.
Join me and hundreds of thousands of drivers in voting yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes on Prop 22.
The Red and Gold Zone, an inside look into everything Niners every week. Highlights, interviews, coaches, players. The Red and Gold Zone, Saturday at 11 on KRON 4. Brought to you by the American Kitchen Company. KRON 4 salutes essential workers. Brought to you by Safe America Credit Union. Safe with us.
The power of 3 is everywhere, but you've never seen it like this. Now with Xfinity Internet, you can also save on wireless and streaming. Get internet that's packed with power and up to $400 in savings with Xfinity Mobile. Plus, stream your favorites with the Flex 4K device included at no extra cost. It's 3 ways to get more and save more. Oh, look, another 3.
Get Xfinity Internet and mobile together, plus a Flex 4K streaming device for just $35 a month. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Welcome back, 4:55 on this Friday morning. That sounds good to say, but not necessarily your ideal Friday for doing too much outside. A look at the Golden Gate Bridge shows clear skies, no fog, but there is a lot of haze. Air quality having a big impact across the region. Right now, we're in the 60s and 70s for your current temperatures, and winds are actually primarily pretty calm this morning compared to where we were last night with those breezy conditions. Winds will pick back up again today into the finish of the day. East Bay, inland area, back to the 90s you go today, and in some cases even the triple digits. You can see for the East Bay Hills it'll be upper 90s. Another hot afternoon, sunny but with poor air quality, so I'd recommend not venturing out there as much as you can. Back to you, Robin.
Thank you for the update, John. Now let's update traffic. We are starting off hotspot free. We had some problems out there early this morning, some construction and hot spots, but they're all gone. So we're checking in on the bridges. They look great. Here's the Bay Bridge 80 West into San Francisco. Delay free at the Toll Plaza. An easy trip across the upper deck. We're checking in on the Golden Gate. Our road construction wrapped up coming out of Sausalito. It was holding everybody back for the southbound trip. Now we're smooth and at the limit so far with no big problems into or out of San Francisco. All right, coming up in the next hour, the president and first lady have tested positive for coronavirus after a senior aide came down with the virus. We'll have an update on that story in just a bit. And some communities are starting the cleanup process, and firefighters continue to fight the growing glass fire. We'll take a look at the trail of devastation that was left behind. Plus, the glass fire is leading to significantly poor air quality all across the Bay Area. We are live with the latest coming up.
The power of 3 is everywhere, but you've never seen it like this. Now with Xfinity Internet, you can also save on wireless and streaming. Get internet that's packed with power and up to $400 in savings with Xfinity Mobile. Plus, stream your favorites with the Flex 4K device included at no extra cost. It's 3 ways to get more and save more. Oh, look, another 3.
Get Xfinity Internet and mobile together, plus a Flex 4K streaming device for just $35 a month. Click, call, or visit a store today.
No one plans on having an accident. That morning, it happened to me. After the fall, I had so many questions about the hospital bills. Am I getting the best care? What about my job? I need help. I gotta call the Barnes Firm. And that was the best call I could have made.
At the Barnes Firm, we've handled thousands of accident cases. Our team works to answer all of your questions and help each client get the best result possible.
Oro Wheat Organic, we know that when we take care of the earth also takes care of us. You'd be surprised by our environmentally friendly way of baking breads. Our ingredients are farmed per strict USDA organic standards. Our bakeries are powered by renewable wind energy, and we support environmental causes through 1% for the planet. Oro Wheat Organic Bread. Great taste that's sustainably baked. And now, introducing our super delicious and nutritious organic kids bread, featuring Disney's Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse.
All the clinicians, all the nursing staff, we're here to fight the pandemic. We want to be here every day. Patients still need care. We have to make sure that we have a safe place for them to come to. I feel confident that I'm going to give the best care, and I'm going to give 100% every day. This is our hospital. These are our patients, and we're going to be sure to take care of them as best we can.
Are house cats facing their own coronavirus pandemic? The feline strain of the virus and how it's spreading through the world of cats. Next, Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7, followed by E.T. at 7:30. Wednesday night at 6, Mike Pence and Kamala Harris square off for the first time. And right after the debate, KRON 4's Catherine Heenan breaks down their battle with political experts from the Bay Area. Wednesday, starting at 6 on KRON 4. From the Bay Area's local news station, we begin now with breaking news.
And the breaking news this morning, President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have tested positive for coronavirus. The president is 74 years old, which does put him at higher risk of serious complications from the virus that has now killed more than 205,000 people nationwide.
President Trump tweeted that he's going to begin the quarantine process and recovery immediately at the White House with the First Lady, adding, "We will get through this together." The First Lady also tweeted last night, "As too many Americans have done this year, the President and I are quarantining at home after testing positive. We are feeling good, and I